So this place is where everybody comes to fill and dump here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes to dump here. Lots of places to fill. There's a 4106 rolling in here. Got a Buffalo rolling in here. So, got a Buffalo coming in here. We have a special passenger on this bus. What's he saying?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Maybe it would be. It's filthy. I apologize.
Well, I was looking at the specs on that, and then they're only supposed to be good. The Allison's only supposed to be good for like 850 foot-pounds of torque.
Torque.
You know damn well we're over 1,000, right? So
This one's 1120.
So I remember this. You had this interesting turbo arrangement here where your horn So this is a 71, you're saying here.
It's
right?
a 71 with a 892 bypass blower. So when the turbo makes over 10 pounds of boost, this kicks a clutch loose, so the blower does not spin directly with the motor. It lets the turbo blow through it, and that's what spins it.
What's interesting is your turbo's off to the side here.
Yeah,
Now you got
and
something.
it's you couldn't put one that big back here without.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then you've got a notch here the rest of us don't
Well,
have. Is that just because it's going off to the side there?
No, that's a manifold off of a truck. And instead of dropping down, they come out more. So had to notch the bumper.
That's cool.
And you can see how much it moves. Look where the wear mark is when it's torqued.
Where?
That
Up
motor
there?
torques
it's
over
munching it down.
that
okay.
far, yeah.
And you don't have an aluminum bumper on here. What is this?
That's a front bumper off of Peterbilt.
Fits right on there, isn't it?
It did. I was
That's
lucky.
cool. So tell me about this transmission. Let's go. Show me what you got going on over here.
I don't know if that's warm enough to stay up. See how it's got two vents?
Is this gonna fall?
It won't hurt anything if it does. See the Allison and script on the side? And then two vents. None of them have two vents. Never seen another one.
So you say in second gear at 2250, you're going what?
My governor set at 19.
You're kidding.
No, I got the governor set at 1900 and it'll go 58 miles an hour
Okay.
in second gear.
And then the top third?
The other day, speedometer goes to 80 and it was back around on 20. I was just seeing what it would do and I was up to like 1850 and I backed out of it. Probably every bit of 95.
And you think you got 411 rear end?
Oh, I know I do because I put it down.
And you're running
1100 tires, 1122s.
11R 22.5.
Yeah. I should be slower than everybody else that's running 1224s and 1124s, but I'm not.
So I'm curious about your hill pulling ability because mine doesn't really come into it till about, I got to get it over 2,000. My sweet spot is between 2,000 and 2250.
This thing
RPM
likes
for pulling.
about 17.
For pulling.
Yeah, with the turbo though, see, and I'm probably way low, but if I'm 17 or above, it just goes. Doesn't. The only thing that moves is the boost gauge. You get more boost.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. It
I
works
want to go
good.
for a ride in your coach now.
It's fun to drive. Hell, I race people from intersection to intersection in cars. It's fun. The guys behind them don't like it because it used to have a deal over there that the oil went out of it, and then when it bypassed, see how the fan doesn't move now? It's
Okay.
solid. That's a solid coupler inside. So the fan runs all the time, which takes horsepower when you don't need it. This thing's filthy.
So that's just a stock radiator with
Stock, I put a brand new core in it 27 years ago.
with 110 injectors.
105.
Oh, 105.
And they're brown tag marine injectors. So they're actually probably 108, 109, something. They're not small ones. And then we put on the bottom, because it's spring-loaded rack, it's got a hydraulic deal that basically, when it's sitting there idling, it fills it up with oil. When you step on the throttle before the rack can open, it's got to squirt the oil out of a little orifice to slow it down. Otherwise, it would smoke really
The
bad.
throttle delay. You've got the throttle delay.
I got the throttle delay, but not the electric one, the hydraulic one. See this cross memoranda?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that ever did that. So
Well,
I
I
did,
think
this is my work.
That's necessary. That cross member is totally necessary.
It's got to be there, but
Yeah.
nobody puts them in.
No,
Go
that's
look at all
bad.
these other coaches who just a hole there.
That's bad. Yeah.
I lift them up and put 200 pounds on that mount.
So that's the
my
out.
workmanship.
That's the out. That's the
Why
in.
it's got a water cooler on it. I don't know, unless right at the last minute he didn't want to spend the money. I didn't do very many with the water cooler. We figured out pretty early that was a bad thing.
So, what's the normal operating temp for this V730?
140, 150.
That's it?
Yeah. You can't run them too cold.
Oh shit. Well, this is
Heat
running.
destroys.
Heat destroys them, and the automatic transmission fluid's good to 300. But that's a 300-degree spike, and if you get it that hot, then you need to change it immediately. I change my filter every 2 years, even though it's only got probably 6,000 miles on it. It's just cheap insurance.
Yeah. And those things hold about 5 gallons. I just changed mine.
With the cooler he's got, it holds about 5.2. With the one that I'm telling you to put on there, it's almost 10.
Oh, really?
Because you're running this line, you go one size bigger because of the distance, and it runs all the way across 2 lines, and then the thing holds like 2 gallons over there, so you're like 3-4 gallons more.
I'm running synthetic in this. Trans.
My tranny guy, when I ask him that question, I get the blank look. And he goes, well, I don't know. And I go, what do you mean you don't know? And he goes, well, when I was doing them, we didn't have synthetic, so I don't know. But he said, I can tell you that everything in there is built around ATF. So if you're running synthetic ATF, you're probably fine.
Yeah, synthetic ATF.
So,
So a lot of guys run Delo 100 in those things.
yeah, the 730s you're not supposed to. It's
Okay.
a no-no. There's needle bearings in 4 spots.
Uh-huh.
The it'll beat. I mean, shit, they're probably 1/8 of an inch needle bearings in a cage, and they're not going to get the proper lubrication with 40 weight or 30 weight.
Oh yeah.
I had a guy tell me that yesterday, and I was like, well, you're going to be having issues. So,
Quick, change it out.
yeah, you don't need that. So, and if
So-
you go somewhere where it's cold, you got to hear them in the morning whine and howl. And
Well, someone said they drive off. I mean, the fluid's so thick that you really got to stand on the brake pedal when you're in gear.
shouldn't
And it's
make any.
cold.
Yeah, it shouldn't make any difference.
It's so thick it
Yeah.
tries to.
It could.
Go.
The torque converter. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but shouldn't. They might have their idle turned way up too.
So my idle is turned up a little bit, and I do have to stand on the brake when I'm sitting and driving.
That's not good for the tranny.
Just a teeny bit.
Yeah, you need to
Now-
turn it down. That the book says 750. I usually set them about 560, 575.
RPM.
Yeah.
So,
And your oil pressure's even lower.
so the reason,
Yeah, mine will go down to
so the reason it's
5-6
turned up
pounds.
is the mechanic I had looking at this, which is an old 2-stroke guy. I was asking him about the clatter. There's gear train.
Oh, they
clatter.
do. They make noise
It's
when they're
clattering
idling.
like crazy. And he says, well, just turn it up a little bit to load the gear train up, and it won't clatter anymore. And then
Here's the other
and he
thing.
turned it up maybe 100 RPM.
This transmission's got a shaft that goes through basically what looks like a clutch plate, and a spring. It's got springs in it. Those springs are not tight in there. So that dog bone shaft is splined on both ends, and there's a cup and a spring that goes on the end of it. Now, I know there's one in here because I did it, but a lot of them, they never put the cup or the spring in there. So when they're sitting there idling, that shaft is working its way back and forth, and you ought to hear the bang. But that's what it is there. Now, the gears in these things do that too. He was right what he told you. So just a little bit. What you want to do is get up on the edge of the gear, and then it doesn't clatter. So
But that's not good for the tranny.
no, because you're putting a load on everything
Little-
when you don't need
I
to.
figured I was putting a little load on the torque converter, but I didn't realize I was doing anything else.
And it probably won't hurt it if you're not way up there. But
Well, and I'm not really in that kind of situation with this very often. You know, usually if
Yeah, if you're in
I got it
city
in drive,
traffic,
I'm
you'd
going.
be-
You know,
yeah.
I'm going. I'm
Yeah.
not sitting around with my foot on
yeah,
the brake.
I don't know about that too
Stoplight,
much, but
maybe,
I would change the cooler at some point. I think
Okay.
you'll find the
Change
engine doesn't get as warm.
loose yet?
There it is.
How many turns to one?
Oh, I don't know.
A lot?
I honestly don't know.
A lot.
Quite a few though.
Oh, you can do it by hand now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that makes easy work there.
I'd probably just crack them all loose and then stick
Yeah,
the
that's
socket
what I
on
was
and
just
spin them all
thinking, too. I
off.
should do them all at once. It's a handy tool, but it takes an octopus to run it.
I don't have one of those. What'd that set you back?
Oh, they're not very expensive. Japanese built, easy to get. eBay, like, I don't know, but you can get them without the socket set. I would say $150 maybe for the whole thing, sockets and all. Oh, look at that. Put it back on. All offset a little bit.
Yeah, well, one more. Yeah, one more.
Oh, bus is moving. You're doing that. I would not put your foot under it. Do not put your foot under it.
There she is.
There you go.
Now she'll go on.
Get it up on the top part of them studs up there.
I would check your inner thimbles, make sure they're still tight.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Because I've had them break loose like that. You know, taking them loose.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I got one of those that's even longer than that. I can't even hardly pick it up anymore.
And it's a proto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Guy came in Kenny's shop at Riverside and he had two of them. He wanted $50 a piece for them. I bought them both.
Oh yeah.
Betcha.
Freaking cheap Chinese one was less than $50.
Yeah. Okay.
Time to torque.
Am I getting the book? Google
I guess you're getting
Well, I
the book.
surely can't tell you. Change tires alongside the road.
Yeah.
It wasn't too far off.
No, you weren't.
Right at the bottom.
Double star.
You want to go down here?
Yeah. Ready? Yep. Whoop. Okay. That's a little over.
You want to go to like 9?
Yep. Just keep going one off clockwise all the way around. It's not what the book says.
Now you want to go over here?
Yeah, sure. That's good. I just
Yeah. Yeah.
like random.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think so.
No.
That's one we're on.
Yeah, I think mine, when I changed mine, were like 14 years.
Nope, you're right.
They were biased, so I guess you get away with more bias than previous. But the new ones I got are cracking worse than the old ones were. No, they're
Turn out of that.
around this side. There's visible cracks, and they're only like 4 years old.
Sockets fall off there.
But again, they're biased, so they're not from there. They're just welcome.
And those had 2 extra belts. Yeah, it's iron laces.
So now we're going to do this one.
Should be good.
What am I missing here? Change tires?
Yeah, you better. There you go. And I think we already got the bottom.
I don't know why. Why did you take the tire off?
So there you go.
Had some reason to take it off. Why'd you take it off?
I don't know. We got a 9 and an 8 here. One of my subscribers here. And that's Harley's bus, Prevo. Some of you might know Harley. Got an Eagle here.